But, they sued the federal government saying, do not come here. You can't come here. ICE can't be here. Trump, in response, said, I'm going to send 1,000 more agents. And I think he had a little more to say.
What else he had to say?
Fuck you. Fuck you. In the bird. Woo. So we know that tensions are high in Minnesota, clearly, after the killing of she who shall not be named. And so the Minnesota is suing the federal government to prevent ICE agents, custom, border protection, etc.
I think I heard about that yesterday.
So let's just read this article real quick.
That's not going to go well for him.
No. Around 1,000 more immigration officers headed to Minneapolis, CNN sources say. Around 1,000 additional U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents are expected to deploy to Minneapolis, according to 2 federal law enforcement sources. Let's see. 3 agents deploying Friday and the agents started deploying Friday and continued over the weekend. That comes on top of a deployment of about 2,000 federal agents to the area, CNN reported last week. So we have a total of 3,000 agents there now, or will be soon.
Wow.
Videos of last week's shooting, blah, blah, blah. I guess let's see here. DHS law enforcement have made over 2,000 arrests since Operation Metro Surge began. So, the other week we spoke on leveling out the number of ICE agents with the number of arrests. We have 3,000 arrests. We have 2,000 arrests, and we had 2,000 agents. Okay. One arrest per agent in the course of a couple weeks.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, how many DHS and law enforcement agents involved in Border Patrol protection and getting these people out are out there? Hundreds of thousands.
True.
So
100,000.
If they can do it like this, we'll start making some serious moves. I
wonder, is he going to send more people to protect him, like the National Guard or something of that nature?
That wouldn't be a terrible idea.
I know they were talking about the Insurrection Act a few days ago.
Well, if the police force are currently fighting against it, well, looks like an insurrection to me. I believe that's civil war.
Yeah, I was listening to Crowder yesterday, and he was saying that pretty much everything that Minnesota is doing right now kind of meets the threshold for him to activate the Insurrection Act.
I believe it also meets the threshold for a soft civil war.
Really?
These are the things that were going on leading up to our Civil War, the American Civil War. We had, laws were being disobeyed by states. They were, we can discuss why those laws were made, how they affected communities, whatever. But they started to stand up and disobey the federal government. So that's what we're seeing again. But, they sued the federal government saying, do not come here. You can't come here. ICE can't be here. Trump, in response, said, I'm going to send 1,000 more agents. And I think he had a little more to say.
What else he had to say?
Fuck you. Fuck you. In the bird. Woo. So,
And Trump is hilarious.
That's what we got. We got the big FU, You want to sue us? That's fine.
Yeah, they can sue, but when it comes to immigration, they have the least amount of power on that. The federal government has almost complete power over immigration.
So what do you think the proper response is by the federal government? I think it is... Here's what I think it is. Fuck you! What do you think? Funny. What do you think the proper response is?
I think the proper response for the federal government, I agree with Steven Crowder that he should enact the Insurrection Act because they do meet the threshold for enacting the Insurrection Act. And what also people have to realize too is that federal agents like ICE, DHS, they don't have local law enforcement power. So there's certain things that they can't do to protect themselves while they're on the street, and they have to depend on local law enforcement to come in and to protect them.
Oh, really?
In certain aspects. So if you got a compromised local law enforcement that we know Minnesota has, they're not going to put their neck on the line for federal agents. I think that we do need some more protection for them to come in that the Insurrection Act would provide for them. What do you think he should do?
I think the Insurrection Act is definitely an option. I think it's definitely the best option. I also think it is the option that should have been explored and executed many months ago, maybe at the beginning of his presidency. It's another one of those things where he sat on his hands a little bit too long for. But I kind of have the suspicion in my head that he has sat on his hands for a lot of things for the first year on purpose.
Okay.
And I believe he may be getting ready to, and maybe this is just me being hopeful. Maybe this is just me having a positive attitude. I think that now that we're getting close to midterms, he is about to unleash.
I hope so. I want to see that.
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah,
I'm
keep
gonna
your fingers
praying.
crossed.
But I'll tell you what.
I hope so.
If he doesn't,
If he doesn't,
well then we got one thing to say. Fuck you. all right, enough.
But yeah, I think I definitely think he push the gas and start doing more things this come around. I definitely do. Yeah, but yeah, he definitely should send some more protection for Minnesota, for the ICE agents and DHS and everybody else.
Well, while we're on the topic of Minnesota, why don't you start on your topics? I feel like let's just tie it all together. Put a knot on it. Put a bow on it. Whatever the saying is.